So I'm just in Newcastle, it's Tuesday morning for a couple of meetings. I've just wandered across the set of a CBBC programme that they're recording for the feature film about Tracy Pica, so that series we all watched when we were kids. So I had a really nice guy with the location manager there about what they're doing, about the location setup, how they prepare to shoot that sort of stuff. So nice to start of the day. So if you watched last week's vlog, you'll remember that I managed to snap my MacBook charger in two. Came in the Apple shop yesterday, didn't think there was a lot they could do because my battery was showing that it needed a service and loads of other stuff like that. And the guy here was really helpful. He's going to replace my charger for me free of charge. And man just sold me battery out so it doesn't need a service too. So absolutely fantastic service from Apple up in Newcastle. In and out, new charger within 3 minutes. Outstanding. So 3 extremely productive meetings in Newcastle today, 1 new charger, I'll be happy with that, so time to head back, pick the boys up from school. Oliver's got another football match tonight. So back home after a really busy day, so 3 great meetings in Newcastle, and then when I picked the boys up from school, we went to watch Oliver's football, which I lost unfortunately. And we just got home being fatigued and came home tonight, so it's about 8:30, 8:45 now. Busy day, just going to sit down and finally relax. I've got another busy day tomorrow. Exciting times. Tomorrow is the first new video I'm going to be doing on a new series that I talked about 2 weeks ago in the vlog. I'm going to be shooting with vlogger What Laura Loves, and that's going to be the first in the new segments. That's what Chrissy loves. So that's the first video in a new segment I'm doing, which introduces Northeast creatives and really cool Northeast people. Then I'm going to be doing an interview, doing a little bit of a challenge, and then doing a photo shoot with them. So you'll see the whole behind the scenes of that video. It'll probably come out before I release this vlog actually, so I'll put a link to that below, down in the description. You'll be able to click straight into it. So do go and have a look, give Laura's blog some love as well, and let me know what you think of the new segment and the videos too. It's Wednesday morning. So it's 8:30, Wednesday morning, just arrived at the studio. A fairly busy day today, so this morning, as I said just last night, I'm shooting with blogger Laura from What Laura Loves. We're going to be doing that down in Jarrow because we were going to shoot in the studio, but the weather's come out quite nice, so I've just dropped her a quick message to say let's meet somewhere else. We'll be able to record the interview outside and do that session outside, so do watch out for that coming up soon. Just need to get all my camera gear sorted, batteries quickly charged, and I'm going to head down and get started. So one of the bits of my studio that I need to get sorted because it constantly irritates me is its charging area. It's very hard to make a charging area tidy. There's always something there, there's always wires sticking out, there's always lots of things plugged in. I mean, in first count I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different chargers for 8 different types of batteries that do totally different things. So I've got to have them all there. They've got to all be plugged in because I do use them a lot. But I need to get that area sorted, so that's a job for later this week when I'm a little bit quieter. So that's batteries all charged, everything's sorted, just about to leave the studio. As some of you might know, planning isn't my best attribute, and I did think today's shoot was planned for 10 o'clock. Just checked my messages again with Laura, and it's actually 11, so that gives me an hour's worth of spare time that I didn't think I had. When the sun is shining, that can only mean one thing: time to get the drone out. So I've got about an hour to kill before the shoot today in the meeting. So I've come down to the Jarrow where I'm going to be doing the shoot, and I'll do a fly around with a drone. Sun shining, a nice bit of cloud cover too, so should get some nice footage. So all set up, I've done a little bit of flying with the drone. I still get really nervous putting up a height. I sent it up to 65 meters and it started to lose connection, so I panicked and brought it straight back down. I've got a few friends who are going to fly them over the sea, mile out. They're going to fly them over rivers, around buildings. I'm still not that confident yet when I'm flying it, so I still keep it quite close because I just don't want to lose it. It's too expensive a bit of kit to risk flying off and going somewhere else, really. I'm just sitting waiting for Laura to get here, and I'm just flicking through Facebook and I see a post from the local police to say a training exercise is being held between 11 and 1 today. There may be loud bangs and smoke. Don't be alarmed. So if you do hear anything in the background going on, that's what it's from. So that is it. Shoot with Laura and interview all done. It's now time to sit and get it all edited and put together, but do watch out on the vlog. It will be coming out very, very soon. So that is the shoot done, interview done, edited, processed, photos edited. Well done, what a productive morning. Now though, I've got to go back to hospital today to get some more tests. So the Crohn's has been playing up something terrible this last couple of weeks, hence why last week's vlog was so short. So today heading back to hospital to get more tests, to find out if there's anything else they can do to make it a bit easier for me on the day-to-day basis. So after that I'll be picking the boys up, hopefully if the weather stays nice, staying outside for the rest of the day. It's quite overcast now, but it's a lovely warm day still, so I might as well make the most of it while we can. There's rain forecast for the rest of the week anyway. So I'm back from the hospital. I've been to see the inflammatory bowel disease nurse and the consultant. Great guys, really looking after me. I've got to go back in for an MRI and have the camera where the sun doesn't shine. On the plus side, the consultant did say I've got a very easy colon. I don't think I mentioned this on the vlog last week, but Laura managed to drop her phone down the toilet at work. She had it in her back pocket, and when she went to drop trow, it fell in the toilet and it is wrecked, so she hasn't had it for like a week. So at first it was nice to have a little bit of a break, but now I realise that most of our relationship is based upon me finding funny memes on Facebook and Instagram and sending them to Laura. Now I've got a phone full of them now that I haven't been able to send, so I'm pretty desperate for her to get it fixed just so I can get them off my phone. So I didn't really talk much about the shoot. I didn't really talk much about today. I'll try this again because my camera keeps stopping itself recording. Oh, it hasn't stopped. So I didn't talk much about today's shoot straight afterwards because I went straight into editing the video, getting the photos edited and getting all that cut together as quickly as I possibly could before I had to go on to hospital. I really enjoyed the shoot. It was a great process. Laura was a lovely girl. I sat and had a great chat with her before we actually shot and did the whole video thing. And I really enjoyed the whole process of doing that. So I'm actually doing another video tomorrow, but that won't be released until next week. So by the time you see this video, which will be on Sunday or Monday when I get it uploaded, you might see that video tomorrow, which will be Tuesday if you're watching it the day it comes out. If you're not watching it the day it comes out, it might have come out 2 days ago. But either way, you'll see a link on the channel at some point for that. Do subscribe and you'll get the first view of it too. So tomorrow I'm doing that with a graphic designer. Then next week I've just messaged a guy who I'd love to get on this, very influential fitness trainer and coach up here. So it'd be cool to get his input across because he does a lot of video work himself. There's a lot of live feeds, live Facebook. And this is a guy who says it how it is. I'm not going to say who it is because if I don't get him, I'll be gutted. But I suppose I can just cut this out if I don't get them. So if it's in, I've probably done it. But it's a cool process and I really enjoyed that side of it. I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said this a couple of weeks ago on a Facebook post. And video is now my creative outlet. I love taking photos, but that's my job now. And I need something a little bit different to keep me motivated and keep me trying new stuff. So video is that outlet for me. So being able to do something a little bit different like this project, I'm really enjoying. So Laura's just rang saying she finishes work early tonight at 7 o'clock rather than 8:30. Noah's bedtime's usually about 6:30, isn't it, Noah? Yeah. So I've got to try and keep him awake long enough before I go and pick Laura up. So charge the battery on the drone. Might as well go out and fly some more and take the kids to the park. 6:30. It's 6:30 on Friday morning. I usually don't mind getting up this early when it's a nice sunny morning, but it's chugging down, it's miserable, and it's grey, and it's not what it's been this week at all. Meeting finished, time for some breakfast.
Hold on.
So the weather is really awful today. It's chucking it down. I did want to get out with the drone and fly it around because I really enjoyed flying it the last few days. I've got some videos to upload to YouTube. The interview I did the other day with Laura, I got feedback from her saying she really likes it, so I can get that live on the YouTube channel today. And the Hive in Jarrah has the best Wi-Fi South Tyneside, so I'm going to come down, have some coffee, get that uploaded. Laura's going to read some books while she's here, and pretty much stay here until the kids finish school. Looks like a monkey. And it's 12 o'clock already on Friday. It's finishing BNI this morning when I got my head chopped. Come to the Hive at Jarrow, like I said, just to try and get some work done. So I've managed to get all my vlog updated so far this week. It's like 2 days over and it's 12 minutes long already, so I might have to chop to keep you guys from getting too bored. And I'm just short out because I've had a couple of commercial inquiries for next week, which is already looking a really busy week. I've got a work experience student come with me Monday to Friday next week, and the diary's packed, so it's going to be a really interesting but really fun week. We are supposed to be shooting outdoors on Monday, down at the beach in Tynemouth. The weather's due to rain. Now I want to use a lot of light, and it's quite a stylised corporate headshot shoot I'm doing, and we're going to do some real different types of images. There's something really fun and different with this. Now if it rains, it might scupper the works a bit, but it might also add to it, so we'll just have to judge it on Monday and see what it's like and decide what we're going to do from there. Coffee time all done, editing all done. Time to go and get the boys from school. The sun's coming out. We're going to pick the lads up from school. It's Laura's dad's birthday, so he's eloquently known in our family as Fatty, or just Grandad Bob. So we're going to go and see him. He's been on night shift this week, so he's going to be getting out of bed. Means we can go and see him, give him his cards, his presents, have some cake. Who doesn't love cake? Laura hates being on the vlog. Hates it. So I've got to spare 20 minutes while we wait for the kids to come out of school, so I thought I might as well do the question time because I haven't done one for a couple of weeks on the vlog. So first question comes from Ryan Phelps, awesome magician, asking me what do I want to get from vlogging, why do I vlog? So I guess I first started doing it because I wanted something different to do, and I mentioned this on this vlog yesterday or 2 days ago, that it's a real creative outlet for me, so it's something, I just enjoy doing it, and it sort of helps me not do more interesting things, but it forces us, because I want to record good content and I want to have good stuff in there, it almost makes me go and do stuff. So whether that's doing fun stuff with the kids or doing fun stuff while I'm at work, and I like the whole process of trying new things. So I've started incorporating some hyperlapses into the vlogs and using new techniques, and it's another reason I get the drone out and play with that. So I guess it's just because I really enjoy the process altogether of recording stuff, putting it together and having a finished product there. And you know, in hindsight, one of the things I realized, and someone Another vlogger mentioned this last week when I was watching their vlog. It's something great to look back for the kids. So, you know, my kids will be able to look back on these vlogs as long as YouTube's still around for the rest of their lives and see some of the great stuff we've been doing as well together as a family. And it's a good reminder for me because there's a lot of times when I'm really busy, I don't know what I've done that week. And I almost, even when I'm editing the vlog on a Friday, I forgot what I've done on the Monday. So it's really great just to keep me a check of what I've been up to. Apologies for where the steering wheel is. I can't get the camera anywhere else in this car. So the next question someone asked me this week was, who am I going to vote for in the general election on June the 8th? Now, I'm not a big fan of Theresa May or the Conservative Party. I think the whole way that Brexit was handled was underhand. I think it was a lot of lies told. I think there was a lot of misrepresentation of the truth. You know, I'm a big Jeremy Corbyn fan. I might be in the minority with that, but from what I've seen of this guy, one of the very few politicians who appears to be trustworthy. You know, you look at some of the policies that the Tories want to bring in compared to what Labour want to bring in, and you look at some of the key headlines for me for Labour. Taking the cap off NHS pay, you know, law as a nurse, that's something that's really important to me, not just for the money, but because of the job these people do in the NHS, and to cap their pay when you still got bankers earning millions and millions of pounds, that just doesn't compute for me. You look at scrapping university fees, again, I've still got all of my student debt that I got over the 2 years I was actually at uni. I'll probably never pay that off because I'll never be over the threshold of that pay. And you look at some people coming out of university now and they've got debts of 50, 60, 70,000 pounds. How on earth is that right for the economy that people are going into the start of their working life with that sort of debt? So I'm a big fan of scrapping tuition fees. You look at increasing taxes for people who earn over 80,000 pounds, where previously the Conservative government over the last 6 years have actually cut taxes for the high earners and the high rollers. And it's to please their friends. You know, you look at all the stuff that George Osborne did and all the deals he wrote for all his millionaires who've now got tax breaks and managed to get all this sort of stuff. It feels as though Jeremy Corbyn's finally trying to get it right for real people rather than all these people who earn millions and millions of pounds. So a little increase for those who earn over 80,000 pounds for me is the right thing to do. So you look at some of the Conservative policies and you look at things like bringing back fox hunting. Why on earth would that ever be a good idea? Now, I must admit, I'm not vegan, I'm not vegetarian, I'm nothing like that. I love eating meat, but that's just barbaric, you know. And if it was any other class of person going and chasing an animal and torturing it and killing it, the people will be locked up. So trying to legalise that and bring that back is just a moron move from Theresa May. This is all played out in the media in the wrong way. Jeremy Corbyn gets bashed for everything. And I made a big rant about this last week on Twitter to BBC News that, you know, Jeremy Corbyn's car, driven by a police officer, ran over the foot of a cameraman who was standing in front of it. And the cameraman made a big deal. It was a BBC cameraman. The headline was Jeremy Corbyn runs over cameraman. That had nothing to do with Jeremy Corbyn. It was a police officer driving the car. The fact that the cameraman stood in front of a moving car, it's his own bloody fault anyway. But the fact that the Daily Mail particularly singles Corbyn out. So if you hadn't guessed already, I'll be voting Labour. So it's Sunday morning, I'm in the studio, I've got a full day one-to-one tutorial, so just me and one other photographer for 6 hours. And we're going to cover quite a big range of stuff today. We're going to cover product photography, food photography, studio, outdoor lighting. So it's going to be a really interesting day. So we're going to start off in the studio, we're going to do a little bit of product work, talk about how I would shoot certain aspects, certain products. I don't do a lot of product work, and when I do, I try and do it in situ rather than white background eBay sort of product work. That doesn't interest me. I'd far rather do it where it's a product in its real environment and it looks a bit more rustic and a bit more real. And then we're going to go down to the Hive, the coffee shop, because I haven't been there enough this week, and they've just posted the picture of this beautiful cake online. Now it's gluten-free. I don't care for health food and stuff like that. I would demolish that cake. It looks beautiful. So we're going to head down to the Hive, order some food, shoot the food, and talk a little bit about how I do food photography, what sort of tools I use. And then come back to the studio. We've got Lucy, one of our models, coming back to the studio around 2 o'clock. So we're going to shoot some techniques inside and outside and just showing our attendee today just how they can get some really cool images with minimal effort, really. Should be fun. Yeah, I still haven't sorted out that charging area. It's going to have to be a job for next week now. Just haven't had the time this week. Guys, thank you so much for watching the vlog this week. I did forget to take the camera home last night, so I couldn't do an outro when I got home with the kids, so I'm doing it here right now. So thank you so much for watching. This week I've got coming up, so if you watch for next week's vlog, it is absolutely mental. Try not to miss it because there's something going on literally all day, every day. Lots of behind the scenes, so keep an eye out on my Instagram, my Facebook, all that sort of stuff. You'll see a live update of what's going on. I've got live shoots, I've got commercial shoots, food shoots, product shoots, restaurant shoots, a wedding, and then a workshop, so it's going to be mental. So do come back next week. I hope you like what you've seen this week. If you do, please leave me a thumbs up. It does make a big difference to how this video sits when I get a thumbs up, and feel free to leave a comment too. Thanks very much, guys. Bye now.